was talking to my son, right? And I'm at a point with my son in terms of who he is as a person where I'm like, all right, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm proud of you, son. Now, y'all got to understand something. My mother grew up with 14 kids in a 3-bedroom house, right? One bathroom, south side of Chicago, 43rd. Watch. So the way my mom dealt with us, it was a lot. When I look at how other people raise their kids, my mom raised us a lot harsher than how I saw the average kids. As a matter of fact, when I grew up, people used to dog my mother out and try to pit me against my mom because they was like, this is unbelievable. But being an adult, I realize now, because we had 3 generations of families that did not win, my mom was making sure that she pushed me so that I could win, right? So what do I mean by that? What I mean by that was, you know how most parents, when their kids are born, I don't care what they look like, they're the cutest person in the whole wide world. You ever seen that before? Like, a couple of them kids not that cute, but they still, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. I never met nobody that was like, my kid, not on the attractive side. I've never seen that before, right? Every child I ever met is the smartest kid in the world, right? They kids was talking or walking before any kid had ever talked or walked before, right? So that's how most people raise their kids. And there's nothing wrong with that. My mom wouldn't own that. My mom, if I was bad, he bad. Right? Police used to come to the crib because I would steal, and they knock on the door, and my mom would be like, hold on, he downstairs. My mother would never say he didn't do it. She's like, let me call Eric upstairs real quick. Eric, did you steal something from the store? Teacher called the house. Eric was acting a fool in class. My mother never went, not my son. My mom was like, I know you was acting a fool. Please tell me what you did before we go up to the school. Right? So I deal with my son the same way, right? So I don't make myself proud of him for like doing stuff that really just not should be proud worthy, but we just gonna make something up like, I'm proud of you, son. I don't do that. Like, for real, you got to really do something for me to be like, I'm really proud of that, son. Why? Because I feel like if he was to be, let's just say he was going to be living in my house for the rest of his life, I would treat him differently. I would, but he got to go in the real world. So when he go in the real world, I don't want him to think that stuff that we congratulate, when he go in the real world, they're not congratulating. He like, what's going on? There's nothing going on, son. It's just the real world. You're not their son, so they're not going to clap for every single thing you do. So we're not going to make it look like the stuff that you do that you just should be doing on your own, we're not going to look like that's A-worthy. It's not. So I've been proud of my man the last couple of months. I'm like, yo, for real, I see it. Like, I see you are starting to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're starting to get this thing, boy, and I'm proud of you. I see where you're going with this. So we had a conversation recently because I see he on the way. And so I'm like, okay, I see you in a serious relationship. You young. You're in a serious relationship. I see you serious. I see you trying to make money. He'll call me, Dad, I need to do this. I'm like, I got you, right? So I got to help you all out. So my first challenge is that we go to school for all these years, and they never really show us the importance of dreaming, right? I look at school, and I'm like, yo, the way school is designed is it's designing you to be prepared to work for somebody else. And I'm not even upset with that, but there's little of you that you get, right? Y'all got to work with me because this is deep, right? So I said to my son, son, I got to ask you a question, like, and I'm being serious. I said, do you believe you created yourself? He was like, what? I was like, do you believe you created yourself? He said, no. I said, do you believe there's a creator? He said, of course I do. I said, no, don't do that. Don't do the dad thing, because you know who I am, and you know, like, I'm about that life. Like, don't answer like, I'm asking you for real. You don't owe me nothing. This is you. Do you believe that there's something out here that's bigger than you? He said, of course I do, Dad. I said, do you believe as a human being, not in a braggadocious way, but that you are the greatest level of all creation? And he's like, you mean like over a deer? I was like, yeah, a deer. He mean like, you mean better than the eagle? I'm like, yeah, like an eagle. He was like, of course, because we can make decisions. We can do things. I said, okay. I just want to go back again. You don't believe you're a creator? He said, no, but you believe there's a higher power. He was like, yeah. And I said, okay. You believe as a human, you powerful. He was like, of course. I say, so as a human, do you believe you were just born to be in a relationship, have sex, and have money and buy stuff? He was like, no, I guess it's something bigger than that, Dad. It's like, I guess the other thing is a calling. I said, well, if you believe that, why have you never gone after your calling? Why you spend so much time worrying about a relationship? Why you spend so much time, son, worried about money and cars and stuff? if you really believe what you just told me, that as a human is something greater than that, then why aren't you on that? He was like, I don't know. I said, because here's the trick, son. If you get this and that, you still might not get you. I'm just being real with the montage. I think it's a fabulous place. It's great. But I didn't walk in there like, ah. Like it was really the mountains that made me go, whoa. It was really when I saw the birds flying that high, I was like, unbelievable. It wasn't really the room that I was like, this is the great. As a matter of fact, the guy was getting on my nerve. I guess when you pay money to go there, they got to try to do the whole personable thing. I'm like, bro, I'm on the call. Please, just give me the keys so I can go to my room. And if I have some problems when I get to my room, I will call you. So I'm having a conversation with my son saying, son, do me a huge favor. Don't go after low-hanging fruits. Here's the deal. If you get to the top of the tree, all the fruit from the bottom at the top is going to be there, son. So I don't need you focusing on cars and money and stuff. You're going to get that. I need you to focus on why you were born in the first place. Why are you here on earth for this particular time? What are you doing here? Anybody can buy a car, son. Animals get in relationships. Animals have sex and have kids. Son, it's got to be deeper than that. If you're higher than humans, then while you're here on earth, you got to do more than what animals do. And so when they talked about dreams and legacy, I was like, yo, people don't get it. Write this down. Your DNA is in your dream. Your DNA is in your dream. So it was funny. I was walking with CJ Father the other day, and we were talking, and I promise y'all, like every single time we talk, I don't care when it is, I don't care how long we talk, we always talk about the relationship he had with his father, and I know that the impact that it had on his kid. Listen to me, his DNA, his dream, his DNA is family. Like that's all he cared about is his son. Like when we go out, I never saw him dressed like a certain way. Like he's never like, hold on, E, I got to get the polo shirt. Every time I talk to him, it's the same thing. His DNA, his dream, his DNA, his kids has formed his life. It has formed who he is as a man. And most of y'all chasing stuff, you don't realize your dreams are so important because your DNA, who you are as a person, is wrapped up in your dreams. And what this world has done to you is take that from you because they know if you know who you are and you get your dreams, you're probably not going to work for most of them. You're probably not going to do most of the dumb stuff you do. If, like for real, if you knew your dreams and you followed your dreams and you followed your DNA, most of you probably would have never been on drugs. I've never met a person before who knew who they were and was on drugs. Raise your hand. There was a time in your life you didn't know who you were and you were on substance. Raise your hand. So what I'm telling you when you leave, I'm not playing no card game right now. We're not playing a house game. I don't know if you really heard what Jamal said. He talked about what his daughters are doing and the language that his daughters are speaking. That's tier 2. We'll get there in a minute. Your DNA, your genetic information is in your dreams. Who you are as a person. And so what this society will do is tell you, you need to be on the Oprah Winfrey Show. That's what they'll tell you when you become a motivational speaker and you start traveling through the earth and you start making some moves. They'll tell you, you got to be on the Oprah Show. And until you get on Oprah's show, you're nobody. You got to have a best-selling book. If you don't have a best-selling book, you're nobody. And so you start living your life not to do what you were born to do and what you were created to do. You start doing what everybody else wants you to do so you can fit in. And I'm telling you, I don't care how successful you are in that, you're not a success. Why? Because in your dreams, when God showed me the Nobel Prize, that was something that I had when I was 2 years old, but I wasn't mature enough for it. It's just recently that I've been mature enough to understand that. I watched LeBron get the championship, y'all. I saw LeBron win the finals. I saw him cry. I was there when MJ won when his father died. I saw him cry, guys. And I saw, I'm from Detroit, so the Red Wings would win on a consistent basis. I saw him hold up the Stanley Cup, and people were cheering. And I said to myself, I'll never get an NBA title. I'll never get a Stanley Cup. But what's my title? And it was like, the Nobel Prize is yours. That's what you need to be pushing for. That's what will fulfill your dreams. So the first thing I need you to write down is, and I just need you to be honest, have you spent a lifetime following other people's dreams, a mixture of their dreams and your dreams, or your dreams completely? I want you to write it down. Come on, we gotta go to work. We gotta go to work, because if I can get you to identify how much energy you put in others and in other people's dreams, and I can get you to pull back, and I can get you to do what you were born to do, what you were created to do, whew. Now, why is dreaming important? I don't care what level you get to. I need you to dream, right? I need you to, guys, I need you to spend a considerable amount of time dreaming every single day. Let me tell you why. I've noticed that the people who dream and those people who dream big have a different kind of life than the people who don't dream. So if you were here and you're like, I'm scared, whatever you do this for me. Do not sabotage yourself with fear. Fear is not real. That's something in your brain. Like, it does not exist. How do we get over it? You get over it by dreaming of what you can be. Come on, y'all got to hear what I'm saying. There are those of you in this room, you spend a majority of your life doing what other people want you to do. You don't even know who you are. And so even what you're doing, you're not doing at 120% because you're doing what somebody else wants you to do, and you're not good enough to be somebody else. Raise your hand. Eric, it's probably been my whole life, I probably follow other people's dreams. I don't really know what my dreams are. Raise your hand. I don't really know what my dreams are. Come on, high. We're going to overcome today. I don't need to play. Come on, I'll say it again. Put your hands down. I want this, right? I want real, and I want full ownership of it. Eric, I probably have never even lived my dream before. I've been busy living other people's dreams. Let me see your hand. Hands down. Be real. I've been like maybe 50-50. People's dreams, my dreams. Let me see your hands. Good. Hands down. Hands down. I just all my dream and nothing else. Let me see your hands. Good. So this is what I need from you. For real. This is what I need. This is number one. Tier one, we just at dreaming. That's it. And it's all about you. And I need you to be selfish for me. I'm going to need you to be selfish, right? And don't feel bad. There's some of you in this room, you feel bad about dreaming. Let me give you an illustration. If my mother calls me and says, son, I need help with my car. I think she called Carl. I love it too. She must be stressed financially because it was 400 and she said it was 500. I was like, I don't think it's 500. I think it's 400. She's like, I think it's 500. I was like, call Carl. Carl would know. Carl was like, look at my record. It's 400, right? If I didn't have 400 to give, if I didn't have 400 extra dollars to give to my mother, she wouldn't have the vehicle she's driving right now. I want you to hear what I'm telling you. If I didn't have an extra 50,000, I'm sorry, 25. If I didn't have an extra 100,000 plus, I wouldn't have been able to pay for my son to go to school cash. So I need you to be selfish on the first tier, and that's dreaming. I need you to be real selfish because you can't help anybody else. You can't do for anybody else if you hurt. And the reason why my messages keep getting stronger and stronger is because I'm not at school, I'm healing. Every year I'm healing, I'm cleansing, I'm becoming a better human. And so as I become a better human and I have less junk to deal with, and I've been through some stuff. You think it's cute when I tell you I was homeless. You think it's cute when I tell you my father wasn't in my life. You think it's cute. My mom just wrote her book, and my mom told me to my face, son, I hated your guts for months, for years, because of that book. I'm like, Mom, what do you mean? Like, I didn't say nothing about our family. You told the world that I got pregnant with you when I was 17. I didn't want nobody to know. Imagine growing up in a house where your mother has set up a lie and changed your last name. And giving you a life that's not really real, it's fake, it's not real. And my mom is 60-something, she just let go. So I need y'all to do me a favor. I need you to be selfish on the dream piece. Because what you have to understand is when you know who you are and you start operating in that, you're going to start blessing people in a way you couldn't bless people before when you didn't really know who you were. So I want you to identify it, right? And so you told me which one you were. Now I want you to write all three down again, and I want you to write down which one you wish to be. See, this is the teaching the millennials need. This is what the millennials need, guys. The millennials have rushed right into what they thought we wanted them to have, and that's cars and that stuff. Why? Because a generation before, for some of us, right, it was a working class, or they were in poverty, guys. And so they grew up watching their family work hard to get stuff. And so now we wondering why they just want stuff. Because that's all they've seen in their homes. That's all they heard. They've seen their parents go out and buy nicer houses and get better cars than grandma had, better stuff. And now we taking them to Disney World. Like Disney World is a part now of, like if you're a parent, you got to take your kids to Disney World. It's unbelievable. My kids were stressing me. When we going to Disney World? I'm saying, going where? To Disney World. I'm like, who goes to Disney World? They're like, all my friends went to Disney World. I'm like, we didn't go to Disney World. We went to Gary, Indiana. We went to Gary, Indiana at my grandfather's and got Kentucky Fried Chicken, thought we was doing something. I'm being real. We would go on the way to Chicago. We'd stop in Gary for hours. And my grandfather would go, and he was 23rd Street. He would go and get chicken and bring chicken back. And me and all my cousins, we eating chicken and going outside and playing. And we just thought it was the best thing ever. And my kids was like, dog, we don't play outside with Disney World, video game. I'm like, what in the world? And so when I got on my son, like, son, come on, where's that grind, son? Where's that dog, son? Let's go. He was like, Dad, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I wasn't homeless. Not trying to be disrespectful, I wasn't homeless. You was homeless, I wasn't homeless. Matter of fact, you set me up for the, you actually took some of the dog. I'm not trying to be funny, so I'm not saying I was wrong in giving my kids something that we didn't have, but I was wrong because I didn't teach them that dog. So I just thought that they would just grow up in this big, beautiful neighborhood and go all these places and meet all these people, and the dog is just like something you automatically get. The dog came from what I went through. That the dog didn't come from school. The dog didn't come from getting a PhD. The dog didn't come from getting these big checks. That's not where the dog came from. The dog came, so our children are watching all this success, and we wondering why the millennial generation, nobody ever told them to dream. Nobody ever told them that DNA is in their dream. We told them that their DNA is in their money. What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy E.T. Look, y'all, do me a favor. Make sure you like and subscribe for more great content. I work too doggone hard for you to tell me